so
I'm sorry, but so Monster Month was really hectic.
so this month's gonna be a lot more chill.
Oh, and I don't know. Don't worry. Next month we'll make up for it. All right, I got a few ideas. It is for November.
We got a few November ideas. As notably,
Like another something like another like a more like, another video essay type about Paper Mario.
and we're gonna be talking about Paper Mario.
Oh, kind of similar to what we did with Mario and Luigi.
And its series history next
And
month.
also a commentary on a certain area on a certain list I made years ago.
For the anniversary of a game that was very upsetting to a lot of people, Noah included.
But well, yeah, we'll get
to that next month. We still got this video and our Halloween special planned this month.
Yeah, don't expect too much. That's really the only. Look, we kind of went into this month without a plan.
Yeah. So since it's spooky month, I figured why not talk about Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
Anyone remember that? Anyone heard of that?
An indie horror game that I was hyper-fixated on a while back. Like by a while, I mean a while.
2015, right?
Yeah, 2015 was that period. Gamer.
Yeah.
So with this, I'm basically just going to be going over like my history with fixating on it, and like
I think this fixation lasted about maybe a year or so, maybe like 2 years or so.
Mainly waiting for the
wasn't it like for like the
I believe there was a massive
was it during like the original full game and really the first finished release.
Yeah, up till the first finished release and the DLC, which was so this did span through December, and I think my fixation endless mode
I remember
endless mode was also in so it really went through 2016 until the game slowed down for several years.
And then I think the remake came out. Then the remake it happened.
So going further into detail, like when I first found the game, was it around its release? I think
might have been after. I don't remember that.
I think it was around release.
Yeah, I think you were 11.
So I was like 11, yes, an 11-year-old fixating on a horror game.
Well, to be fair, we had a FNAF phase.
This is around the time FNAF was a big thing too. So
yeah.
Nowadays, as bizarre as it is, kids fixating on horror games is not super unusual.
Unfortunately, the norm.
Which is a bit fucked up, but hey, what can you do?
But anyways, yeah, the game initially released on October 24th, 2014. And the game was made by
Akuma Kira, who had previously worked on a few games, and I believe a Half-Life mod too, because that was referenced at some point.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, October 24th, 2014, game released, and I probably discovered it that month too. Probably from some YouTubers playing it.
If I'm correct, early builds were really messy.
I mean, of course, when you're releasing an early access beta of a game, then it's going to be a bit of a mess.
Yeah. How many rooms were available at launch?
It went up to like, I don't remember all the numbers, but somewhere maybe in the 200s.
Yeah, that's not very far.
It wasn't super far into the game.
I guess you didn't even go to run what the game even is.
Oh, yeah, true. So basically, the goal is to make your way through 1,000 rooms. As you go into a mansion, you're greeted by a cute little ghost girl who introduces herself as Spooky, And yeah, you're challenged to get through the mansion. You see, and you think it's gonna be like a little funny game when you see the cardboard cutout out. So then and oh wow, there's actual monsters here.
You also like see someone documenting their in their travels, and
there are several different notes.
Several different notes you find.
Mm-hmm. And from different writers, their distinct styles.
Hell, you even see one of their corpses.
Yeah.
It
is and at specific number or the rooms, a brand new monster is introduced, which chases you. Yeah, usually coming alongside a specialized dungeon, and with the exception of the first one that just has a single room surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
And those monsters chase you for several rooms, and they can reappear at any point later, or in most cases.
But they can't get you in save rooms.
Yeah, but they cannot follow you into save rooms, which was, funnily enough, there was a bug in earlier versions of the game where if a monster was still chasing you into room 250, where there was a cutscene where you're just stuck in a small space with an invisible wall until Spooky finishes her dialogue, you could be chased in there by a monster and you'd have no way of running away from it.
Oh my god.
That was, I don't remember when that was patched, but I think it was like in the very next major update.
So
because it was goofy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first, I think the game launched with specimens 1 through 5, and as well specimen 9, who's been in there forever.
Specimen 9 is basically the thing to punish you for waiting around.
It basically AFK Punisher, or if you spend too long in one room. This hyper fast being that goes through walls comes in and kills you immediately on contact.
Yeah, if you stay in there with no input.
He can also attack you in save rooms, though I don't think that as a thing in newer versions in the remake. So it started with Specimen 1, which isn't an actual monster and is instead a collective name for the cardboard cutouts. Specimen.
The only person to have died from that.
There were like 4 people. It listed 4 deaths, and they were all from people with heart conditions that got who literally had a heart attack from it.
So the thing is, the game even has like a data log,
which was added a little over a week after launch on November 1st.
Yeah, you can see each one. Yeah, where you can read about each specimen. There's also a second option. And modify house layout,
which is never used.
It
was actually planned to be a mode where
like a randomizer.
Yeah, no, there was plan. Well, the game is randomized basically. There was planned to be a mode where you could would build your own preset at mansion and layout. I don't like decide what is in every room. There was a build your own mansion mode. But unfortunately, it seemed like the plans for that were canceled, probably because it was
that's too complicated.
Azakuma could never figure out how to properly implement it.
Yeah. So Specimen 2 is this weird slime monster.
Is this slime monster with no eyes but a big mouth. Specimen 3 is a centipede creature, that's where Specimen 2's eyes went. Specimen 4 is this ghost girl, or is this Japanese ghost girl who vores you. I'm not joking. And Specimen 5 is this Silent Hill-esque featureless flesh monster.
Yeah.
Or the blade for a hand.
I'm pretty sure that is just a Silent Hill reference.
Yes, it is very... Yes, because a lot of the... Fun fact, a lot of the monsters reference different games.
Yeah.
Games. I don't know what a lot of them are. I don't know if Specimens 1, 2, and 4 are... if 2, 3, and 4 are a specific reference to anything, but Specimen 5 is absolutely a Silent Hill.
Doesn't it have this weird effect if you get hit?
No, it's not if you get hit. It's just as it follows you, the textures of the walls all's changed to very it's bizarre and grotesque gifts that if to disorient you.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's like the thing. They're manifestations of their Silent Hill monsters are manifestations
into fear and trauma.
Or of your trauma.
So yeah.
Yeah. Specimens in
And
6.
Specimen 6 was the first one added after launch, and it is a Weeping Angel type of monster, and its entire room and design is a reference to a Majora's Mask, particularly
and also, like, the music sound. Yeah.
It's like the music literally sounds like it was composed with the N64 sound font.
Yeah, so yeah, you look away,
and the monster can move towards you at blinding speeds.
So yeah, you always gotta be facing backwards.
Be facing backwards. You also have to hurry because if you stare at it directly for too long, it gets mad and teleports right behind you and attacks you.
Mm-hmm.
So the optimal way to deal with it is to stare at it, quickly turn away, and then look back.
Oh yeah, specimen.
Backward you have distance.
Specimen 7.
Yes. So okay. So, yeah. Specimen 6. Like I said, the whole and it's particularly a reference to the Happy Mask Salesman, and in design and lore, as well as just generally the Ben Drown creepypasta, because in the story, in the specimen's lore, or is the spirit of an angry doll maker, or who, when you guessed it, drowned.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Drowned.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that was Specimen 6 was added after launch.
I don't know if Specimen 7 references anything. It's a weird wall of flesh that chases you. It kills you immediately on contact.
Yeah.
Back through several looping rooms. And there's also a weird anime cat that gets all philosophical with you.
There's definitely. I mean,
I feel like there's a reference to Specimen.
You're on the wiki right now.
I'm on the wiki. I'm going to check if there's a reference in Specimen 7. I wonder if all of these specimens are a reference to something, because I know some of them absolutely are.
Yeah.
And that's something I've never really looked into, so now is the time. And it's relevant. Let me see if Specimen 2 is a reference to anything. Specimen 2. That would... let's see. Specimen 2, the spider. Oh no, that's the blob guy.
Is there any particular...
Well, what does it say? It's a reference. All right, the appearance was not inspired by any particular horror game, but its appearance was actually inspired by the Lub Glub monster from Adventure Time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the page of the specimen right there. At the bottom.
Yeah, yes. So, Specimen 3, I wonder if it's or if there was any particular or reference with it.
Is there Resident Evil?
Okay, Resident Evil.
The giant spiders and stuff. Yeah, giant.
Huh.
Yeah, the
I didn't
giant
know
spiders. Yeah. Specimen 4. Oh God.
Specimen 4. Specimen 4. No, I'm sorry.
This has to be a reference to something.
What is the reference? This is definitely a reference. Corpse Party.
Corpse Party.
Specimen 4, or his appearance was based on Sachiko, a character from the popular horror series Corpse Party.
Yeah. What about the vor part? Where was the vor?
Oh, also Specimen 4, because 4 means death. It's close to death in Japanese.
But where does the vor part come from? Where does the vor part come from? It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
What the? Okay, yeah. It's like...
Apparently the Specimen 4 being Specimen 4 was a coincidence, and Akumakura wasn't thinking of that when he... so that's funny.
Yeah. It's a Corpse Party reference.
Also, there's a second variant of Specimen 4 that can appear in endless mode or exclusively if he as a that introduces a sort of camera mechanic that causes her to change forms in reference to the Fatal Frame series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like a few references.
Is there a endless form or
yeah.
Forms. There's an alternate there are alternate forms referencing endless mode. What does it do in endless mode? And during endless mode, static overlay will become darker to the point where the player... Yeah, after the static overlay will reset with the sound of a camera. When you look at her, he slows down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Specimen 5 is a Silent Hill reference.
And as previously mentioned,
Specimen
6 references Majora's Mask. I wonder if there are any other references. Is because like Specimen 4 or got a few different references in one.
That is.
Yeah, the featureless flesh thing with the knife hand. Obviously a Silent Hill reference, specifically the nurses and the mannequins.
Yeah.
And then the knife references the pyramid head. It also makes its clanking noises is resembling the ambience of Silent Hill when nearby.
Yeah, it's just one big Silent Hill reference.
The pentagram symbol on the death screen resembles a symbol used in the Silent Hill series. Room 210. And apparently a girl was allegedly burned to death because she was impure, which references an event in the order carried out by the Order in the Silent Hill games.
Yeah, it's just.
And a faint siren effect and sound can also be heard. The chase theme. Yeah, the whole thing is a reference to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much they poured into that reference. Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if because I've never played Majora's Mask. I wonder if there are any other particular references with Specimen 6 that I'm not familiar with.
One of the Mask Salesman. And Ben. Yeah. Also, movement mechanic is similar to 173.
SCP-173 and the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Though with all the horror game references, it's most likely the former reference.
Yeah.
That's because SCP Containment Breach was a very huge thing in early indie horror. In the early 2000s indie horror scene.
That was 2010s.
2010s indie horror scene. I don't know timing, man.
Yeah.
I'm bad with times.
Specimen 7, the Wall of Flesh.
Is this one referencing anything in particular?
Is it?
Yeah, it's unknown. The white cat references archetypes from Jungian psychology, with the cat as a role being akin to a therapist, while Specimen 7 is the trauma. The Specimen 7 is perhaps a reference of the protagonist's trauma.
Yeah.
Because based on the specimens and the fact that a lot of them are only effective against people who are traumatized, it can be assumed that the protagonist has some sort of trauma.
And also Gygus.
Gygus too.
Yeah,
the appearance of it is very referential of Gygus.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's and also similar to the deathmatch intermission scene from Doom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of detail that goes into these.
Apparently, its appearance was all recycled from another project Takuma Kira was working on, but canceled. Hold. What is Specimen 8 referencing? Obviously, the Wendigo. So after Specimen 7 came Specimen 8,
where you actually get an axe.
Yep, you gain a method of attack.
Yeah, the dear god.
Yeah, it chases you around on an attempts to attack you.
Yeah.
Ew. Also, it cannot be attacked. Act itself, obviously, and will actually get angry and flash creepy images on your screen if you try to attack it.
Yeah.
It's inspired by the beast from over the garden wall.
Yeah.
Same with the forest, and it also comes with the Wendigo. Now, on the death screen is apparently a reference to Bambi.
Yeah.
And apparently, Specimen 8 also appears in another game Akuma Kira worked on called Lost in Vivo.
Specimen 9.
Specimen 9's the aka spoilers, the final boss. Us?
Yeah, it's several. Yeah. This thing.
Yeah. So Specimen 9 is one of 3 specimens that kills player on contact.
Very specific reference.
Is there any particular reference for it? And I'm very interested in knowing if... strongly inspired by Red from the NES creepypasta. NES Godzilla creepypasta.
Yeah. Yeah.
They share a red and black color scheme, have a disturbing skeletal appearance, and are considered malevolent game glitches. Those both pursue the player and instantly kill or consume them upon contact until their final fight. Both difficult to outrun, share a connection to dead bodies, torture, and death. Both are final bosses associated with highly disturbing, discordant music, and both can be considered the main or at least major antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
Godzilla.
It also, it was deemed so hard to contain that it had to be split into pieces.
Yeah, the one you get if you wait around too long.
Specimen 10.
There's 2 parts to
Fun
it.
fact: when this originally released, there was an original Specimen 10. I don't know if the original one has a gameplay page or not. Old Specimen 10.
Yeah, what the fuck?
AKA Worm Eel.
Hi, Wormy.
So basically,
2.7.
So basically, it was immune to the axe, but it also just kind of also was just a really underwhelming enemy for late game in terms of the actual gameplay of it, because it had no secondary gimmick or effect. It just kind of followed you around, dealt like a 30 health. It also could not float and moved very slowly.
Yeah. So the thing is, this was then updated to have the worm show up, and then.
And then it was immediate. Does it say that it was before the update? The game, the developers of the game planned to remove Old Specimen 10 from the game entirely. The original area for where it was going to be a giant cave, but it was scrapped as it wasn't inspired by the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't have a death screen, of course, and has the same and chase music as Specimen 3. You could tell this one was a bit rushed.
And then you talk about the new one.
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah.
On the same page.
And it was later replaced with a completely new Specimen and the Parasite. Basically, if it normally moves slowly and walks, but if you get far enough away from it, it turns into a really fast worm.
Which is the original, basically the original one.
It also immediately transforms into the worm form if you try to attack it.
This one's a reference.
Well, the only specimen unofficially believed to be an extraterrestrial life is inspired by Dead Space's Necromorphs and as well as John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Specimen 11 is a funny one.
Yes, Specimen 11.
It's the fucking fast food place.
Fast food.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's from hell.
Yes, it's the bowl demon, aka food demon. Yes,
food demon. I remember this point, the layout of this area.
Yeah, in terms of base stats, the most dangerous specimen.
Yeah,
and because it's the fastest and goes through walls.
And don't you send it to aren't you sent it to some area if it hits you?
Yes, you're sent into a death cutscene where you move along a hallway. Hey.
Yeah.
The meat hallway is what it's simply called.
So like the kind of like the pocket dimension.
Mm-hmm. And also it has a unique mechanic that was, I believe it might have originally been a bug. Because so yeah.
Yeah, it's very specific. Is there any specific similarities to 106 and its pocket dimension?
Mm-hmm. It was actually repurposed from a game, a Little Big Planet level Okuma Kira made called 100% Beef Corp, a poor quality recording of which can be seen on YouTube. The link is in the description in on Specimen 11's wiki page.
Yeah. It's a reference to 106. One of the references is 106 and a level they made.
And so yeah, the gameplay is a reference to 106. The actual concept for it is it isn't a reference to anything in particular. Specimen 12, on the other hand, is a very heavy reference to Amnesia.
I thought it was
I skipped one. Specimen 12 is a reference to Clock Tower.
Yes, Clock Tower. Yeah.
There. All right, so there's basically, interestingly, it's like a huge. The section with Specimen 12 is a notably large dungeon. Like the dungeon, there are some quite large dungeons in the game, and I think you really started seeing those with, like honestly, they became a lot more complex starting with Specimen 8. I think it was Specimen 8.
Yeah.
They were less linear starting with Specimen 10, though.
So yeah, don't you gotta like hide from it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's based on Clock Tower, or the old man is based on Scissorman.
That's an easy one.
What? Apparently, the visual appearance of the old man is based on the Adult Swim short "Too Many Cooks."
Okay. And that's.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Specimen in 12 was with the first finished release
alongside Specimen 13 and the finale.
Yeah, basically the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. Rest of the base game.
So that, of course, there's Specimen 13.
Yeah, the Specimen 13 is a reference to Amnesia, specifically the water monsters from Amnesia. So yeah. Basically, she moves extremely fast as towards the player, or damages and hits them several times in repeated succession. But cannot attack you if you stand on top of a crate.
Yeah.
Only if you're submerged in water or during the chase sequence. And also, originally, she cannot follow you.
Wow.
No. I mean, what? She can't reappear and start chasing you again after the initial encounter or is over. I do believe, at least in endless mode. That is different in the remake.
Yeah. So you had the Specimen 9 as the final boss. Awesome, where you get an ending depending on the most oddly specific thing.
Well, how many times you swung the axe?
I think if you swing the axe 500 times or something.
If you swing the axe enough, you get an ending where, or you become a specimen, and because Spooky admires your knack for killing things.
Yeah.
And you'll know when you get it because as after you beat the final boss, it goes into an automatic cutscene where your character just continues swinging the axe at it rapidly.
And there's the other ending
where after
I'm assuming that most
it's more common. And because most people don't swing the axe that much,
you just fall on you beat it's Specimen 9, but then
and the ceiling falls on you and you die and become a ghost.
Get this
And then Spooky reveals that the reason she had all these specimens kill ill people was because she wanted to create an army of ghosts to to prove that ghosts are scary.
And I'm pretty sure the text afterwards is just
because she doesn't like being called cute. And the text afterwards says, "Did you really think it was going to end seriously?"
Yeah.
That's the main game ending, at least.
Oh, but neither. I don't think either of which are actually. I don't think either of which are actually the canon ending.
The canon ending is for one of the DLCs. The first of which was released.
It's like just I think like in December.
In December of 2015. Like right near the end of the year, December 30th.
Yeah, Karamari Hospital.
How many days are in December?
31.
31. Day before New Year's Eve. 2015.
And yeah, this was with the base game, and this is with this it was only $5.
Also, the next year in May, the game had to be renamed to Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
Right, we were saying the game was originally Spooky's House of Jump Scares, but there
was a law.
There was a trademark.
There was the trademark issue with a game developer or game known as Spooky's House. And Akuma Kira was threatened with legal action. And so he was forced to change the name of the game.
Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
And it rolls off better.
And which is what it's known as now.
Yeah.
So the
DLC has I think all the monsters are unnamed.
None of the monsters are named. They're just called monsters.
Yeah, monsters 1 through 6. I don't think Alex actually ever played through this part.
I did play through most of the main game, but since I'm an absolute,
basically,
I died to the boss.
Yes, you died to.
I died to the final boss, and Austin, I never actually beat it somehow.
Yeah, you just.
I don't know why I just gave up.
You just gave up. The fight is really easy.
It's not that hard. What did I do?
Easy too.
I don't know why that happened.
You just gave up at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
In the Karamari Hospital, the first DLC.
Yeah, there's.
It's more of a. It's like, for the DLCs, think of them as like the whole concept of some of the dungeons. Ends like with Specimen in 10 and 11, 12, 13, except fully realized as a major expansion. Into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the little side area.
Yeah.
And that's what you get for the DLC. A sort of a more non-linear. Well, no, I don't say non-linear, but the goal is more than just run through rooms.
Yeah. So there's like monsters.
So you have to find keys and stuff. Solve puzzles to access new areas and such.
Oh yeah, I don't think you even brought up the game. There are actually a bunch of weird mini games you can play.
Oh yes, there's a spooky cart where
your goal is to just
crash into other cars and destroy it and send them flying, comically spinning off and flying and crashing into things and exploding.
Is there a Pac-Man clone?
There's also a Pac-Man clone where you actually play as Spooky as one of the ghosts, and your goal is to get to Pac-Man. I think it's called Spook Maze or something.
Something like
so
that.
You chased, and then when you touch not Pac-Man, you win, and Spooky he impales him with a giant nail.
Yeah.
There's also Mall of the Spook, where your goal is to run around and fill and keep your health meter up by stabbing people on the back in the mall.
Yeah.
all in sort of an endless runner or fashion.
Mm-hmm. And this one, Karamari Hospital, has its own mini game.
And which is a bizarre visual novel.
It's a
And I don't really know how to describe it. It's just a parody of visual novels in general.
Huh. He was ahead of his time.
Yes. I think it predates Doki Doki.
By about, I think about 2 years.
Predates Doki Doki by about 2 years.
And also, I think there's like you play on like this weird. You like play on some off-brand and Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, you play on like an off-brand Game Boy Advance too.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll briefly go over the monsters here.
There's in Karamari Hospital. Usually they're confined to a specific area. Like Monster 1, which moves
the
security guard, which moves very slowly through one of the main hallways and does a lot of damage to you on contact. But you know, he's extremely slow and easy to avoid.
Yeah.
Right, so he should not be a problem. Also, none of the monsters can be damaged with the
axe.
With the axe. Axe. But after you clear the DLC, that you unlock a sword that can kill all of the monsters.
No particular reference to this one.
Yeah, no particular reference. He's just a security guard for the hospital.
Yeah, I don't think any of these are. I'm not sure. If
There might be one or two references in it.
What?
There's Monster 2, which
It's
is a corpse in a body bag.
Yeah.
That floats after you.
Yeah.
You also have infinite stamina when you're chased by it, so just run.
Yeah.
And it never appears again after you exit the first encounter with it.
Yeah, it's...
So, oh yeah. Yeah, it's the only specimen who enhances the player's abilities. You said that's bizarre.
Monster 3...
Yeah, Monster 3 is... Yeah, Monster 3 is the baby whose face sometimes changes into a vagina, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently it's this one inspired by Silent Hill 2.
Another Silent Hill reference.
Especially a monster called Flesh Lip. It also respawns after you kill it. Kill it with the sword, and if you... but it does not appear if you're being chased by Monster 4, which we'll get into shortly. Monster 3 has the biggest hitbox out of any enemy in the game. Game 2, because it's huge. It's a huge floating baby head in a cage.
Monster 4...
or the Hanged Man. And functions similarly to Specimen 6, only moving when you're not making direct eye contact.
Yeah.
And also teleport, or it's away if you look at it for too long. But it can still move while you're looking at it, albeit very slowly.
All right. Some of these you spawn in endless mode.
Notably, you can still enter Monster 6's hallway while it's chasing you.
The death screen is a QR code.
That takes you to a life hack quote site. What?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Monster 5.
Yeah, there's also Monster 5, the cow.
The cow.
I don't know what this thing is or why it's even in a hospital.
What?
But yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
Ghost cow.
Ghost cow. What the fuck? Yeah. Yep, definitely a horror monster, alright. What the fuck?
This one's super weird.
There's gotta be something.
Is there a reference?
There's gotta be a reference to this. It's behind... What?
It seems to be based on mad cow disease.
Yeah.
So that would explain why it's in a hospital. And it floating upside down with broken legs is a direct reference to the disease. He's with infected animals losing the ability to stand. And
yeah, no other reference.
Yeah, it also references the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Or because you encounter it in a maze that you must escape because it chases you.
Yeah, it's a weird. This thing's weird.
And then there's also Monster 6.
This one is.
Becca, a reference to Rebecca Black.
Don't get up before Saturday. It has the death screen and
yes.
Don't get up before. Yes, a very.
Basically, she's well in the main game. There is a hallway where if you go down it long enough, it gets smaller and smaller until eventually Specimen 9 kills you when you're stuck. Huck. This is basically the same thing where if you run down an endless hallway long enough, Becca will kill you instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Specimen 9.
She also cannot be killed with the sword.
Also, it's like a really weird and really really dated reference.
It's such a bizarre reference. She also does not have a 3D model in the DLC. At least I don't know. It doesn't mention whether or not she does in the HD remake.
So yeah. Well,
Speaking of which,
so
that was endless mode.
No, yeah, endless mode happened. There was endless mode, which added they're unknown.
Apparently, Monster 6 makes a cameo appearance in Nightmare mode of the game Cooking Companions. In it, she appears in one of the stairwells, charging at the player in a way reminiscent of her original encounter, for leaving a note. Unknown Specimen 1 also makes a cameo in the game.
Yeah, that segues perfect. Endless mode is... Well, I don't think I need to describe that. It's endless mode. It's I'm scared.
Yep. Endless. The first unknown specimen is Whiteface from the classic indie horror game I'm Scared. Scared.
Yeah, there are some.
Known for pioneering the whole messing with the player's computer files thing, and it seems like more horror games do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
These are games in general.
Mm-hmm.
It does actually happen, and in this game, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is just an I'm scared. Just a reference. It's just white face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few direct references to I'm Scared too. Its starting sound is very similar to the track playing in Not to See room. For I'm Scared. The breathing sounds playing in the later portion of the track are reminiscent to the breathing sounds in the market area. The mechanic alongside the chase alongside the static it produces is similar to several chases in the original game. Unknown Specimen 1's game over screen is similar to a scene where it teleports a player to a pitch black room with a noose and they slowly approaching the player while talking to them. Second chase is reminiscent of the flesh room where the heart is located in I'm Scared. Unknown Specimen 1 prompting the player to type in something is a nod to the original game where it regularly asks the player to type in its name. When the player gets killed by Unknown Specimen 1, on Spooky's flashing face in the main menu is temporarily replaced with Unknown Specimen 1 until the game is restarted. It's also... In Unknown Specimen 5, the only specimens who could temporarily stop the room counter from going up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's only specimen with a second chase mechanic because if you actually you die to it, you can have a second chance to escape it if you type in open when prompted to type something.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown Specimen 2. Is Otto the Otter.
Yes. It's a FNAF reference.
Yes, because fun fact, people because of the timing of the game, a lot of people were asking Akuma Kira to add a FNAF monster.
Or so he made it a joke. It says
has no chase music. It only chases for 19 rooms, regardless of when you encounter them. 19. The 1900s.
Yeah.
It's his only. He deals a measly 10% of your health bar upon on damaging you and moves really slowly.
Yep. And does like.
And they're met with a FNAF style jump scare, or with Otto's face and a scream if you actually do manage to die.
Doesn't it play twice?
I think it might be bugged. I don't remember.
Yeah. It's a.
Yeah, it was created due to a group of yes, he was created due to a group of dedicated Five Nights at Freddy's fans constantly asking Akuma Kira to make a specimen inspired by the game. Akuma Kira then proceeded to create Unknown Specimen 2 as a joke enemy.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
There's Unknown Specimen 5 and 3. He also known as Spooper.
It's a sheep ghost.
Switch it conceals some kind of eye parasite.
Uh-huh.
I don't like how its method is listed as impregnation.
Ah. Oh, no. Yep, Spooper. Is there a specific reference here?
If you're having a snack, you better be up in about that one.
Yeah, we will.
So, yeah. Apparently, it can be bypassed by spamming the interact key while trying to run through the door, which will eventually let the player through.
Mm-hmm.
So you can ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes when the player vomits, which is a mechanic this thing has, as there's a chance that a fetus-like creature covered in blood will appear. According to the developers, upon hitting Unknown Specimen 3 for the final time, the rooms get filled with spores, and these spores therefore a fetus within the protagonist's stomach, impregnating them. It can also be a reference to the infamous scene in Silent Hill 3 where the protagonist vomits up a monster that takes the form of a fetus. Unknown Specimen 3 along with Specimen 5, Unknown Specimen 1, and Monster 5 are the only specimens that can change the textures of a wall in a normal room. There's also Unknown Specimen 4, or also known as Tirsiak. The wolf girl.
Yeah, well.
Oh, with antlers.
Yeah.
Or her mechanic is that when you're being chased by the silhouettes of forest animals will appear and block your path, and you need to take them down with the axe. Extra 4 TRC can catch up to you. Reference to several Inuit folk tales such as the Fox Woman, as well as possibly the Skinwalker of Navajo mythology. The reason for her non-frightening appearance is simply because Akuma Kira was tired of drawing creepy things, so they decided to make something cute.
I can't blame them.
Yeah. Unknown Specimen Force theme Ferocious was created by Jaron Christ, who also made the end credits theme to the Spooky Cart theme and the Spooky Cart minigame theme.
Yeah.
And there's also Unknown Specimen 5, aka Lisa.
I
don't remember what she's a reference to. It was based on also from Silent Hill. Or also specifically PT. The rooms becoming red and looping endlessly during the chase are also a mirror of the nature of said game. Unknown Specimen 5, along with Unknown Specimen 1, can temporarily stop the room counter from increasing. Specimen 2, Unknown Specimen 5, and Weirmy Charles seem to be the only enemies shown to be capable of writing. We'll get to Weirmy Charles soon. So yeah, after versus mode, what the fuck is versus mode?
Endless mode.
After endless mode, well, the game went on a bit of a hiatus until until March 2017, when Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion HD renovation, a remake of the game, and with tons of bug fixes, is HD graphics,
and the DLC,
and coming with the Karamari Hospital DLC. Already there as well.
How much? For how much?
I think it was $5 or $10.
I think it was for $10.
$10, which is a pretty good deal. So yeah, Specimen 3, 4. Basically, most specimens got several bug fixes to them.
Yeah, there were some. Yeah, there was some.
The boss fight.
Yeah, there. Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, a complete upgrade.
Into everything.
Again,
And the game got and
basically,
continue
yeah,
getting updates.
got a bunch, got a ton
It's for a while.
They even added like a joke ending.
Yes, they also added a joke ending because they had the ability to turn off jump scares.
So if you do that,
You won't get the real ending, and instead you'll get an ending where Spooky's like, "Well, congratulations, you made it," and then and upon reaching room 1000, and there's just. And she just looks sad and disappointed. And there's just the room's like full of like balloons and confetti, and then she's just like there, and you get to exit the door and leave the mansion with no ceremony.
fucking joke ending.
It's a joke ending.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But then
Yeah, notably, Karamari Hospital was not added till about a month and a half later, or in May of 2017.
when was Endless?
And Endless Mode was added on October 20th of the same year.
Yeah.
And at that point,
Yeah.
there wasn't really much.
Stuff slowed down on a lot. Well, I mean, yeah, they're
Yeah,
mostly just specimen changes.
maybe just a bunch of bug fixes going forward.
Or until
Up until 2020.
October 2nd, 2020.
No, October.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was 2020.
where did it get at? When was it?
Right there.
On October 2nd, 2020. I
think you just kind of forgot about the game at that point.
Yeah, because it was just getting bug fixes for a long time.
So yeah, the game got its final update.
The final new piece of new content on October 2nd, 2020. As paid DLC for the original game, as well as
Just free. It's the free
and a free update for the HD version. Yes, they did. It thankfully added as a paid version with 2D sprites for the original for the free players.
Mm-hmm.
So that's funny. So the dollhouse. It's structurally similar to it's structurally similar to Karamari Hospital. Well, they added an entirely new campaign, and with with a few new monsters as well. So there. The mechanic is that you have a doll you can carry around on with you that basically acts as a health replenisher.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you shake the doll, it cries and you recover health. And the doll's implied to have a spirit trapped inside it. That's a little messed up, but yeah. So you can.
Oh my!
Yeah, the enemies are mostly other dolls.
Yeah, husk.
There's husks.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there was an attempt by Spooky's father.
Oh yeah, I think
we never really went into the lore of this game.
Yeah.
So
you just get like a brief bit of it within in the game. And I think you just get like a brief cutscene
of it.
It was not really much context.
And at Spooky, he was out for Halloween, and then she was shot by
some guy showed up.
And then after he startled a war veteran, and he freaked out and shot his own daughter.
That information was even given.
No, that was not. Just shot
some guy. She startled some guy. And
then got shot.
Yeah.
Which is elaborate on the Karamari Hospital DLC. And apparently, they tried to do. They did some kind of ritual to summon her spirit so they could say goodbye to her, and that went wrong. And in Karamari Hospital, you see that Spooky's dad is conducting horrible experiment. It's an attempt to figure out how to trap souls within dolls.
So which is where the yeah.
And it can also be interpreted that the doll you carry around contains the spirit of Spooky's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Or father.
So yeah, but yeah,
yeah, and the husks are, well, unsuccessful all experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the sprites were created by Akuba Kira using real dolls, which were modified and then put through a green screen.
Huh.
Same applies for
Clicky.
For Clicky, which is from Clicky, which was encountered in 2 specific rooms.
Mm-hmm.
She never attacks you, but she just crawls around on the crawls around on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, only the sprites were made using
the sprites were made
using green screen technology.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The husk. There's a sprite and a model.
Yeah.
Oh. It seems HD renovation changes.
No, it's
or is it just the same in both? It seems
same in both.
All right. There's also Weirmy Charles.
All right, who's
Weirmy Charles?
Weirmy Charles. Yeah.
Yeah. He was locked away.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
Hey, basically, his spirit was as to. Basically, with his spirit, he did. They tried. He was one of the spirits they tried to trap within the doll, and he was displeased with how small the doll body was.
Uh-huh.
And thus mutated into a weird, stretchy monstrosity with worms for hands and feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His note says, "I don't fit in this. I can't stretch or else I break. They did this to me."
Uh-huh.
There's also two enemies. There's also the clown.
Uh-huh.
He never actually attacks you, but the clown is first seen in a cage in the clown room.
What?
Every time the player looks away, he'll inch closer from inside the cage and strike a different pose.
What?
When the player leaves the clown room, he'll say bye-bye.
The clown room.
After or you burn the doll hands in the furnace later. He escapes from his cage, but is never encountered again until that's not true because sometimes he can randomly appear behind you.
The clown room.
And again, he never attacks you. He just poses and follows you around on the room.
The clown.
The clown.
The clown.
The clown.
The clown room.
Known as clown. Species clown.
The fuck clown room sounds really weird out of context.
There's also Frenzy. A sort of secret enemy.
Uh-huh.
She'll sometimes appear in certain rooms when is when the doll is on a low mood or not being held by the player, or she'll stand motionless, blinking and barely visible. But if she's approached, she'll charge at you. She deals a little bit of damage and then and disappears. And then there's the hooked doll.
Oh God. Oh.
A doll that was basically tortured for or misbehaving, and is now pissed.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So that's all the enemies, and it isn't. I think you finish. I think to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. To finish the Dollhouse DLC, you have to summon in an existing specimen. I believe your options are specimens 4, 8, and 11. Or 4, 8, 4, 6. I think it's 4. No, it's 6, 8, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
and to chase you through several rooms, so you can send them back to the spirit realm or hell or whatever.
Back to hell. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at that point,
Is there a bad ending to this?
I think there are 2 endings. There are 3 endings.
There's
maybe?
probably a page for endings.
Endings.
There's probably a page for endings.
Let me look up endings.
Yeah, there's a page for
Endings, because there are a few endings.
Yeah,
Things in the dollhouse.
yes.
The dollhouse. The bad ending and the good ending. In the bad ending, and if you don't go through the hooked doll sequence and participate in any of the in any of the ritual and don't use the Hellgate, well then the text reads, with the seal broken, the spirits trapped in the mansion can go free. However, the gate to hell is left open. A flood of terror spills outward. The horrors that were once contained within the mansion can now reach the surface. And begin the Hellgate chase. Ace, you go to the seal chamber and then and participate in the ending.
Yeah.
And, and as well as revealing the truth about Spooky's death, and that it was actually her own father who killed her and
who was a war veteran
and who killed her during an episode or a PTSD episode. And then implanted the gun on a random homeless guy to avoid being prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
And after which she began experimenting to try to bring his daughter back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to get the good ending, after performing the ritual and doing the Hellgate chase, Ace proceed as normal. I'll throw the doll into the... Yeah, I think the doll is meant to be Spooky's father, considering and you get to see through in his memories after burning the doll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it says, with the seal broken, the spirits trapped within the mansion can now go on. And with the Hellgate shut, the terrors that seep through begin to fade away. Spooky has moved on and rests with her parents now. Somehow, despite all the horror within the mansion, you brought peace to it all.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, the definitive ending into the game.
And you also get an achievement called "Now We Can Be Together," or upon on reaching it.
So okay, we basically.
And the credits now have art, sketches, and other drawings from Kumakira, and a heartwarming message at the end written by the developers.
So okay, so we did just spend like an hour fucking describing the whole game.
And so, like, in my whole,
he never. Yeah, I think like you said, he never actually really played it that much. Like I said, he got to the final boss and then just died.
Yeah, so...
He just got to the final boss and died and then just gave up.
Gaming!
Yeah. But yeah, it was... The thing is, this... So why did we decide to... So, why did we just do an entire breakdown of this random indie horror game?
Well, it was a major fixation of mine, as mentioned previously.
So, how much did that? How much did this game seep into your? What? Yeah, they're on that. How much did this fixation seep into your personal life?
Well, for one, I would, of course, like when the game was still being updated, like there was a major 3-month gap between in Specimen 10 and the final update, the Specimen 11,
yeah,
and the final update. Like, and in the process, I was restless because I was like, "Come on, where's the update?" And I would just look for any crumb of new information. And about the game.
He was very impatient about game updates back then.
Because of course I was.
He was very. God knows how you were during the Woodland days, days where you didn't understand release time.
So yeah.
I'm just,
I also where is it in the folder?
yeah, it's in one of your folders.
I also made Mies for them.
That's me, Plaza.
Oh yeah.
You gotta, yeah.
I also made Mies for all the specimens and monsters. I never made them for the
That's
I didn't make them for the
for the the dollhouse.
house.
Because by the time that happened, because by the time I'm they released, by the time I'm not released,
East I was no longer just hyper-fixating on the game. So there was where are my Mies? There we are.
Oh my.
We have
Oh my.
you take the camera, you take the thing.
Your stylus is right here.
You take the camera, I'll take the you take the iPad.
All right.
So these are my Mies. That was spooky. The cardboard cutout, which I named Cardinal. The Goober, Specimen 2. Centipiter, Specimen 3. Specimen 4, Spookera. Prismo, from, I guess, Pyramid Head.
Yeah, the specimen 5.
Specimen 5. Ben. The Specimen 6. Fleshton. It's Fleshton. And his last name in Tomodachi Life is Flesh Sticks.
Oh yeah, he put these things in Tomodachi Life and wasted space.
Fleshton Flesh Sticks.
Yeah.
It's the flesh wall. Thomas.
Why is it
Thomas.
Why is it Thomas?
Thomas.
Why?
Specimen 8.
That doesn't answer my question.
Take it.
Taken.
Face. It's goofy.
Taken.
Oh my god. Some of these are
Hi,
goofy.
Wormy.
It's Wormy. It's the old Specimen 11. And then the one Ethan. E.T. Also, Ethan and Prismo are just basically the same thing, but with different O sizes.
Then there's
Beefy.
Wait, why'd you what? Yeah.
Specimen 11. That was Specimen 10. Ratty.
Ratty.
It's the old man from Specimen 12.
Yeah.
I never named her the Siren.
Yeah, you never did.
Specimen 13.
And then
Bronze, a random room.
One of the minor enemies.
Enemies from a random room. You can encounter the protagonist, generic,
Prometheus Agus.
fun. There's also what's the yellow guy? Who's the yellow guy? Oh, it's Plush Trap. What?
These are the Undertale Mies.
Okay, I don't know who Theodore is.
I don't know, but that's not here. That's all you have here.
No, I don't have the.
Those are on the Wii U.
Oh, okay. I don't have the.
Those are on the Wii U.
Sad. I don't have the Armari Hospital ones.
Yeah.
I will note that I named Unknown in Monster 3 Vajinbab.
Yeah, I have them on. They're just on the Wii U.
Yeah. Yeah, I made
turn that on and just gain the gamepad for that.
Yeah. What you see?
We're not just gonna turn on the gamepad for that.
Ah, okay.
Thing is, so this is a little very obsessive.
If at the time.
So he actually put them into Tomodachi Life.
Yeah, it took up. Well, as you guessed, took up like 20 room slots.
Which, well, that was a problem.
Most of them are no longer here. The only ones that are still there are Spooky herself, Spooper,
and Spookera.
And Spookera, as we named Specimen 4.
What? Oh god, I'm pretty sure Spookera's in a relationship.
I think it's with Lucas.
Ah!
Lucas from Mother 3.
Yes.
He's dating the Vor ghost.
I think. Yes. Hey, it's better than Mabel and Mario.
Ah!
It's better than Mabel
God.
and Mario. Flora and Sponge.
Pain. Agony.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's because of what you set their birthdays to.
Mm-hmm.
They were now. It was possible for them to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
of course, we also incorporated them into our fan, and most of the specimens escaped and lived in a house.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Actually, fuck it, I'm turning on the gamepad.
I don't remember the lore.
Actually, fuck it, I'm turned on the gamepad.
See those knees?
Yes.
Yes, get it.
Oh god, this thing is dirty. I've not turned this on in a while. Oh, it's too far.
What's too far from the TV?
It's too far.
You Crumby!
It's too far.
All right. Rude.
All right, yeah.
You handle the camera. I'll handle the gamepad. Don't turn that at me. Well, let me go into the me channel. Where's me maker? There. I say where's me maker as I have it highlighted.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Brr. Let me get comfy. More comfy. There we go.
Okay, there we go. I clicked it.
What?
What
are you doing?
It's an angle.
Is that good? Can you get it here? Would they all be in a row?
Yeah, they would be. Oh my god, this is really awkward.
I don't know where they are.
They're like near the bottom.
No, they're not.
You can view the
Probably view.
oh wait, yeah, you can zoom in.
I didn't.
All right, they're transferred.
Oh, there. I'm zoomed in enough.
Okay, so
Vajinbab. Can you?
yeah, I can. There's Vajinbab.
Saturday. It's Becca. Spoop Dade. The hanged man.
Mm-hmm.
Earlster.
Earlster.
Why is his name Earlster?
I don't know.
The police
God,
officer.
this is so awkward.
Hilbert.
Hilbert.
The cow?
I think.
There's a Lisa. Otto. Otto. Okay, Otto kind of adorable. Rodder, which is I don't remember who that one was. Which one was Rodder? And Spooper.
It'd be easier if I just.
I don't remember who Rodder was.
Oh my god.
What was memory lapse? Oh, Temwarp. It's Promoth backwards.
Get it?
Sutamorp or Siga.
Is there more?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there's just
Tersiac.
Thirsty.
Amadeus.
Yeah,
The spooky and Whiteface. Oh, Woodford.
Ugh. Okay, that was really awkward.
Agony.
That was really awkward.
Because of course the Wii U can't be at the desk.
That's because
It's not in range of the TV.
I guess, yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, he made me's out of them,
Yes, I made me's out of everything.
and I think he also made me fighters out of them.
Oh yeah, I did.
Which I think I had to. I'm not sure if I had to remove them or not. God, it was. Thing is, I'm pretty sure this, or I think he was more obsessed with this game. I think Alex was way more obsessed with this game than any person probably should be.
Hyper-fixation just be like that. Sometimes you fixate on something obscure.
Holy shit, that just went. That was yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
At least we can look back and laugh at my bizarre hyperfixations.
Seriously, what you made a me and called it Vajinbab.
Yeah, I named it me Vajinbab.
Boy, I bet how many? There's probably gonna be. Yeah. Nobody is. If someone saw that, with no context,
They'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Also, just Earlster, Prometheus Agus.
Prometheus Agust.
Wow, protagonist.
Sutamor or Psiga.
Wow, you're so clever.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is just a okay.
So yeah, nowadays I'm fixating on my singing monsters, of course.
I mean, I think you were back.
I always are.
Always are.
I always am.
Yeah, I think it's. So the thing is, yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to share this.
Just talk about it, because like when else would we bring this up?
Oh,
So yeah, like if you like horror games and haven't heard or Spooky's jump
guess
scares
go-
before, go play it
go
or
buy it.
look for play the free version or buy the
HD renovation.
HD renovation, which I would personally recommend. Or if you're or not too keen on playing
You can
horror
probably
games
find-
yourself, you can find plenty of let's plays of it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I think yeah. So yeah, that's.
Of course, if you're fine with horror games and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we are beginning to ramble a bit. And we've been talking for over.
I think we've covered what we need to cover, basically.
We've been talking. We've only been talking for 74 minutes.
Yeah, for a little over an hour.
Or so. Yeah. I don't think there will be a video. Alex was originally planning a video.
On the 20th, but we don't know what to do for it and might not do
And
it.
he might be.
I might be he's spending the night at a friend's house then, so who knows?
Yeah. That being said, I'm Nosren.
And I'm Amory, and so adore my wonderful viewers, and see you in the next video. Yeet!